Hi there, welcome to another episode of the On Pave Part Talk podcast. My name is Peter Wanzi and I'm your host. The journey to entrepreneurship is a hard one. There's no need to sugarcoat it. There's no other way of saying it. It is hard. And it's not the truth that you've not heard before. It's something that you're probably accustomed with. Being a sub-Saharan African immigrant and being an entrepreneur at the same time can even be harder because you need to not only adapt to the new environment you are in, but you need to do that at a faster pace, at a pace if you want to scale that's going to keep your business relevant and keep that flame ignited. How you keep that flame that initially started the business right from your home country, let's say you were from Cameroon, from Nigeria, from Ghana, transfer that flame to your new environment can be something that's not easily navigable for everyone. That's why during this podcast today, I'll be talking with DJ Titanga and I'll be talking with Emmanuella, E-Events and Surprise Factory to understand a little bit how you keep that flame ignited and blazing. So I'll be discussing with them to understand how you keep that flame burning, how you stay persistent in the journey, and how you keep that passion alive. Welcome to the On Paper Talk, Arona, DJ Titanga, and Emmanuella. You are an artist, and Emmanuella is an event planner and Surprise Factory CEO. I believe that's how it's called. And thank you guys for accepting my invitation, and thank you for making our time to come discuss with this whole community we're trying to build here on the On Paper Talk podcast, where we discuss the specific journeys, the difficulties that are pertinent just to us as sub-Saharan African immigrants, just stuff that we do understand, and how we can share those ideas with others to help them, to help ourselves, to help our community grow in a more persistent way in the sense of entrepreneurship and paving our own paths and not like sinking into the whole vibe of this is what you need to do. You can actually set your own course and get going. So thank you for making out time and thank you for coming to chat with us. Again, guys, like us, subscribe to our channel and leave some comments down there before we get rolling. I don't know. Thank you, man. First time on the podcast. Of course, I would definitely say no, but who knows?
Thank you, Piero. Thank you for inviting me. I'm so grateful.
Yeah, man. Manora, how was your day?
It was so good. Thank God, everything is fine.
Everything's fine. And
Yeah.
you are the CEO of E-Events and Surprise Factory, right?
Yeah, sure.
What does that stand for? Before that, anyway, who is Emmanuella? What is the person behind that beautiful face?
Let me start with the E and the E event.
Uh-huh.
E stands for energy. E stands for Emmanuella.
Okay.
So it's Emmanuella's event. Emmanuella is a degree holder in marketing. I'm a diverse kind of person since from birth. Like I'm a school prostitute.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I actually started in a technical school where I went to the level of probatoire in electrical engineering. And then I now diverted to grammar education, had ordinary level, advanced level, went to National Polytechnic Bamenda, where I obtained the HND and BSc. So after that, I now went into the job market. That was in 2016, where I finished my university. I went to Douala. Before going to National Polytech, I actually had that marketing mindset because right in school, like when I go home for holidays, they give me what they call pocket money. I turn it into something else.
Okay.
Yeah, actually buy shoes, take to school, sell. There was a time I even bought these SIMs they call EVD SIM. Yeah, I had to load it, went to school, I was doing, it was not mobile money by then. I think it was credit transfer and stuff like that. Yeah, my father was like, this girl, you're a Bamileke girl. So that is how it all started. Then when I went to Douala, I now started with Global Freight Service.
What's that?
GFS, Global Freight Service. They do freight forwarding.
Okay.
Yeah. So all along, I've worked with business people and not just corporate companies, but business people. I worked with Global Freight for 1 year. I want to appreciate Mr. Roderick for a good job because I actually learned a lot from him. I was his marketing manager for 1 year. Yeah. And then I later went to TMS, Taba Marine Service. owned by Mr. Mesongo Taba Benedict. I want to appreciate you because I learned a lot from you. You're a business-minded somebody. Of course, your business is really fast-growing, so there's no doubt about that. After that, I left. I went to Chicken Extra, where I was in Taba Marine Service. I was also the marketing manager. Yeah, and sales personnel. So I went to Chicken Extra. They call it Tasty Food. I was their logistic personnel. In a place of Mr. Kumfak, Dr. Kumfak, I want to appreciate you too, sir, because you molded me so well. I am what I am today because of people like you. I left there, I went to Guest Cameroon, Mr. Francois Fosso. Merci, mon boss. Tu m'as bien formé. Vous avez bien formé, monsieur. I started like what they call brand ambassador. That was a contract. It was a contract for 1 year. So I worked with him. The contract terminated. When I went home, he called 3 days later and said, can I meet him? Can I come to the office again? I went to the office. He said, I performed so well. We're actually 2 of us. The other girl was not called. So he said, I actually did my job so well. And now upgraded me to account manager. So I was the account manager for Guest Cameroon.
How does that, how did you land into the event?
The event?
Yes.
Yeah, that was in 2020 during the corona outbreak.
Okay.
Yeah, there was this girl called Fallon. She once called me and said, oh, my uncle's birthday is coming up. I don't know what to do. Can you please give an idea? I know you're a stylist. You're a show girl. You can give a better idea because my uncle does not like this outdoor kind of stuff. So I now did this customized pillow and customized mug. She took to her uncle, and the man that was in Bafusam. She was like, you don't even know what you've done to my uncle. He's all over the place about that. So I was like, okay, maybe I should consider this. I said, no, but I don't know. I'm working. How am I going to cope with this? So when I posted that on my status, there is my cousin's husband, Mr. Mvo. He also saw it and was like, my wife's birthday is next month. Can you do something similar to that? I did it. I started with a cartoon, just this simple cartoon. I bought these parceling papers. I did it home myself. Went to the agency sent because they were in Yaoundé. With all that excitement, I took these balloons and just made the things round by myself and they sent. Right there at the agency, people were like, tu fais dancer? I said, yeah, I do this. They said, okay, c'est joli. When I sent to the husband too, there was a lot of excitement in the house and I was like, can I take this as something like a side business, like a side hustle? And then I went home, I thought of it. I said, but now there is this corona outbreak and a lot of people are really sad. A lot of people are going through a lot because people have lost their loved ones and people are home, they've lost their jobs. And so what can I really do to put smiles, like to revive people? That is when my slogan came, put smiles on faces.
Okay.
Yeah. So I did a basket. I took to a lady, a beloved friend of mine, Madame Isabella at NFC. She was so excited about it. I did to several people. They were so excited. I did even to my parents. I said, okay, I'm taking this as a business. So I started as it was not like an event planner. I was just doing this surprise factory kind of stuff. And then my brothers and sisters were like, you're doing this so well. Why don't you think of upgrading? I was like, upgrading how? They said, I think you should add fashion design into it. So I added fashion design into it. I now went for a wedding. I assisted in doing stuff. And my uncle was like, can't you consider this as a business? That is when I started doing deco. Like, I have never studied it anywhere. I've never been trained by anyone. I've never gone to YouTube to look at anything. So it's just an inborn. I just do it on my own. That is why when people even place an order, like they go to my page or they call, I saw you did this to this person. Please, can you do this for me? I'm like, no, I cannot do the same thing. I like doing my stuff uniquely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I always diverse. That is how I started the e-event and surprise factory stuff.
Oh, wow, that's thank you for taking us like real back there and giving us more details on how this actually the whole thing started. DJ Titanga, her journey is very peculiar because it's like she had like standard stuff and all that. I know you like personally we've had a lot of stuff together in the past, and I was wondering what has changed since the last time we met. Like what has changed? How's that been treating you, man?
A lot has changed, Piro. Big Piro. That's how I used to call you in those days. Say Big Piro. A lot has changed because with me and you, our experience, I believe we used to package like spices to for some people to sell.
Yeah, correct. I
Yeah.
remember those days.
So if you see, if we are on this table today, it means we have upgraded.
Remember one time we used to go, what's that place? Remember we drove sometime far, went to some city to go clean.
Like an hour, 30 minutes.
Yeah, to go clean. Yeah, to go clean back in the day. So yeah, we've been through a lot. That's one of your pictures I've seen actually on social media, which is I think Gabe is going to throw it sometime during the show. It's an image of you. I don't know what you were selling at the time. It's like you were selling stuff like a hawker in Cameroon, like walking around with stuff and selling. What's the story behind that image?
That image really shows who I really want to become.
Uh-huh.
Because from childhood, I've been that kind of a guy that I want to have my own things. I don't need to depend on you to have my things. I had rich brothers. I have very rich brothers, but I don't ask from them. So, from my childhood, I always go hustle, try to feed my fees on and whatsoever. So, that was when you saw that picture. That picture was taken in QC. Yeah, it's in QC.
That's the
yeah.
That's the picture right on there. It doesn't look like, it doesn't even look like you there. I don't know, but for some, yeah, like how old were you in that?
This was 2006.
2006.
Yeah, that's in QC 2006. When I went to QC, I went to QC in 2005. So at that time, I was hustling under somebody because this place, people always bring children from the village. They stay under them. Okay. So the person who brought me at that time, I sold for him for a year. I said, hey, man, I was not brought up this way. I need to go into the street. That was when I took off my own basket. But that basket like that was giving me millions, though. I was a millionaire when I was just 17.
Oh, that's 17?
Yeah.
And you've kept that same flame that ignited that time till now. You're still driving. That's what's still driving you right now.
I left at that level. I went to Chad. I produce my products. I go to Chad. I sell them. When I left Chad, I came back to Douala. I was selling the bus, Consamba Express. I make my own. I had my products that I sell in the bus. I sold in the bus before I came to America. When I got to America, I'm that kind of a person that I always like, things must go. Yeah. Even if it doesn't want to go, I have to push it. That was when I got into car business. I started selling cars. I was buying cars and selling. Then before I got into showbiz, before even getting into showbiz, I met this man on Facebook, Max. That's my boss. Yeah, he was like, hey, young man, there's showbiz in you. Come see me in Maryland.
Oh, Maryland?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's like the headquarters for showbiz?
That was the headquarters. So that was how I left Minnesota. I went to Maryland. I met him. He was like, young man, go back to Minnesota. Create your name. I'm bringing you Grace Digger. That was how I got into showbiz.
Oh. So, the same kind of story like what Emmanuella was discussing about here. She started events, started doing deco, started doing all that stuff with no formal, I would say like formal training or formal education put in that sense.
Right.
But now she's like really excelling in it the same way as you're really, really hitting your name hard out there as far as showbiz in general is concerned.
I knew that there was showbiz in me. Because my first showbiz that I did, that was almost 17 years today. Mr. Venatius was my MC. He's alive. Was my MC at that show. I took all my school fees. I made a show with it. And that show, it left me with nothing. So that was one of the reasons that even made me to say, hey, but I'm hustling, I'm making money. Why should I even go to school? So that made me to like, okay, let me go back and hustle. So it made me not to leave school that time. That was when I went to QC. I went to QC. I was making money in QC. I was so young. I was 16, 17 years old when I was making good money. So when I left QC now, my elder brother, Alhaji Umaru, yeah, who has really been of help to me in all my careers and all my life. He called me one day. I was like, young man, come back to school. You have that luck of making money, but I believe when you come back to school, you have knowledge and you will make the money more. So when I came back, money and education were never friends. You know, I was still very small. I didn't really have some people who could tell me that, hey, young man, can you put this money this way, money this way, you know? So I had everything for myself. I was just full of myself. So everything was going good for me. So it was not easy. So to study in school, because all the teachers and everybody is your friend, it was not easy for me to study in school. So it was a time that I even sat and I saw one of my friends defending master's degrees. I said, come on, Haruna, what are you doing? That was when I had to sell, because I had bikes that were running in Dub. That's where I had to sell one of my bikes, and I went to CPC Bali.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I had my ordinary level and advanced level. Because I asked myself this question: why would I keep on putting on this ashwabi all the time?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
because of maybe you want to show yourself or whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
That was when I stepped down. I went to CPC Bali. I stayed in school. I had my advanced level. Left from there. My intention was never to further because I've always been business inclined. You know, so that's when I've been like moving in other different countries in Africa. Yeah, selling my products until I'm here in America.
Fine, in America. Yeah, good, good. I like the fact that you guys have taken enough time to discuss, giving us a little bit more information as to who you are, not the persons we are seeing on events and all the fancy stuff we see on your social media handles and stuff. So a lot of people now kind of know you a little bit more than what we see at the forefront. But we're going to take the discussion a little bit now above this introductory part and discuss a little bit more now about like the fundamentals of why we have this podcast here specifically. And I think both of you kind of align one thing. You started ideas somewhere else. You're pursuing the ideas right there in the United States. Something you started in Cameroon, for instance, you still have that burning desire to keep pushing it there. What is the primary motivation that's pushing the primary motivator that's making you stay consistent with the passion that you had right back in Cameroon?
Right, like when I see my steps from where I started and where I am right now, I'm a big man, and I will want to go further than this because when I follow my steps, I left from selling medications. I came to going and selling in African countries. Live from there, sell in the bus. You know, you can, when you say in the bus, you know, you can imagine how you can control 70 people at a time. So I sold in the bus, leaving the bus to come to America. When I got to America, I've sold suits in America. I've sold cars. Then before I got into showbiz, so getting into showbiz now, that is where I knew my passion was really relying. Because when I had Grace Dicker in this Minnesota, I was going to do my publicity at one event. There's this Reverend Father Kennedy. He's in Arizona. He saw me at that event. He said, young man, come. I came. He said, there's something in you. There is something in you that you don't know. I said, Father, what? I didn't know he was a father in the first place. He said, you can sing. And trust me, go into your field. That is your passion. And just there, the father just connected me with my producer.
Okay.
Immediately at the same spot. He connected me with my producer and was like, hey, I'm sending my son to you. Take him, work with him, and you guys should come up with something beautiful. I took it that personal, because when I went, I have one of my elder brothers, Mr. Ewane Evis, who sat me in his parlor and told me, young man, there is something in you. Vomit it out. I can never forget it, because when I stand today, I see myself, even where I perform with the superstars. I'm so grateful, because I see my stage is growing, it's fast growing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the reason why you're on the on the One Pave Part Talk podcast, because we are trying to, during when we're scouting for guests, we try to find people who've been in a specific field of business for at least a year. We're trying to keep that passion burning in such a way that it's easily translatable to someone who relates to them in an easy way. Emmanuella, how have you kept your own passion alive to this point?
I'll first of all say I have a lot of motivators. Yep. First of all, my family, they motivate me 110%.
Okay.
My family, that's people out there that are rooting for e-events. I have friends that are not giving up on e-events. I have customers I have served. Trust me, no customer has gone away. People I've served even once are coming back.
Okay.
This has kept me going. People have always been like, you can do it. Keep going. We trust you. It has motivated me a lot. And this thing too, I would say, is inborn.
Okay.
Yeah, this thing is inborn, because I grew up to be that kind of a clean person, a person that loves style, that loves decoration, loves small things around her. Yeah, so it's really inborn. And the whole thing needs a lot of consistency. And I think that is what I'm doing.
Okay, so it's a lot of. What about the change of settings? Both of you have spoken at length of how you did completely different things in Cameroon. Business was going on well there and all the fun stuff. But how do you keep that same level of consistency in an environment that's completely different from the one you started the business in?
Oh, like here?
Yes.
I would say sleepless night.
Okay.
Because I see some people are like, let me say it in local parlance. Business, they work off your side. I will drop my work, follow business.
Okay, yeah, for instance.
I just want them to understand that being an entrepreneur is not bed of roses. If we have 30 days in 1 month, I barely sleep for 5 days. The rest of the days, I'm awake. I'm on Google, searching new stuffs. I am trying to look at point A and B. I'm trying to look at the things I did in Cameroon. Does it match here? We have different kind of people. We have different class. We have different ethnic groups. So now I need to match up with what I did in Cameroon and what I'm doing here. They are basically two different stuffs. So it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of initiative. It takes a lot of consistency and persistence to do what I'm doing right now.
And how do you build the client base, for instance? It's the same how do you build a new fan base? I know you have a community first.
I can say I have a strong fan base. I have a fan club in the name of friends that are really selling this business online. Yeah, I think a lot of their posts is really making people aware of what I'm doing. And again, like I said, I started this thing trying to put smiles on faces. My intention was not for money making. So that is why my prices are very moderate. Yeah, I don't go up. I don't step up with prices because I want to make some kind of huge gain. Nope. I try to meet up with customers' needs and satisfy them.
I mean, with time, you eventually scale your business because when demand starts getting in numbers, how are you going to do? How are you going to filter your clientele?
What I have in mind is I don't really want to step up with pricing.
Oh, so you're not
I just
thinking
want to
of
have
making the millions or something like that?
They say little by little said a thoughtful boy, moment by moment I'll employ.
Okay.
There is this conception people fail to understand. You can grab, okay, I'll say like my tonton Sami Duko made a statement to me last week. People in showbiz, they go in like they charge 10,000, 15,000. He doesn't go in for that. That is why in a month, he can have
he
20.
He can make more money because
more money because he has more customers.
I mean,
So that's the strategy.
I don't say like just hold your tongue right there. I don't say like for someone like you as a showbiz who gets invited for events and like the artist, how do you come up with like the pricing and how do you stay profitable in such a situation? Because what she's bringing up there is very interesting. What she's just saying there.
Actually, this is one of the difficult part in this business. Because normally you are starting with the people you started your life with.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't see yourself judging them. You understand? You see, like for instance, if Amen is having a show today, he would just call me, Haruna, hey, can you come entertain me? I can't say no. You understand what I mean? I can't say no, but I know there will be a time I will say no. Hey man, you need to do my best.
Yeah, sure.
So I just like you have him, you have Jean Baptiste because during the time I was doing my show, they stood there for me. They were behind me for everything from the step 1 to the last end. So the pricing is really difficult, and they are in the fee. I meet them every day, and they want to call me. So what I actually do, or I believe I'm like schooling right now. Yeah, I'm like schooling right now, and schooling. When the level I see myself schooling is as if I'm in the high school. Yeah, because from starting, you just see yourself where you are right now. Because actually, I'm really proud for who I am right now.
Oh yeah, for sure. I've seen you with very big names, like big artistic names. These are people I've seen both of you with, by the way. I've seen you with Sami Duko, I think Sami Duko, right?
Yeah.
Seen you with like with Singular? I don't know if
you have Grace Deka,
like Kosi as well. Like,
you have Petit P, you have Wizboy, Sami Duko,
Blanche.
Yeah, most of all the superstars. For me, performing on the same stage with them, I'm really like from the beginning.
Yeah, it's like a dream come true.
It's like a dream come true, and I really see myself somewhere.
Yeah, it's a big thing. Mara, did you have the chance to like meet these people as well in Cameroon? The way you're seeing them, because I know you I see you a lot as well with all of these event organizers. Like you're equally an event planner yourself, but what's the relationship like right now?
When I was in Cameroon, maybe I just shadowed with some of these people like Kosi. There was an event, there was a birthday. He was actually performing there, and then I was the one doing the show. Yeah, so we met. Outside that, I don't think I've really met with this. Yeah, I've met with Blanche Belly. She actually came to where I was working when I was at Chicken Extra, but she needed something. It was not like she came for me or we had something to do. Yeah. But in Cameroon, I think I met with other people too, or let me say other institutions or companies that were also top notch. Like right now, I still work with SJC Bank. I work with NFC. I work with UBA. I have customers at Dangote. So I think I in Cameroon, I was meeting those kind of people. And then here, I want to appreciate MC Jean Baptiste.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You are a brother. Thank you so much. Take all the accolades, sir. It's because of Jean Baptiste that I have met with, I will not say almost, I will just say all of these people. When I came to the US, he was like, you're my brother's sister, because my brother is his friend. You're my brother's sister. So eventually you're my sister. Then I once made a statement to him, grandfriend, in this US, I go follow Uno Road. And he was like, am I your road? I said, yes. He said, okay, follow. Since that day, he has been leading me in the right path. So MC Jean Baptiste is the reason and the person behind all of this.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. That sounds good. DJ Titanga, how did you come up with that name? I know your name is Your name is
My normal name is Titanga Haruna Fwepungo.
but is it the same name for you just added DJ in front of it?
That name Titanga, that's my father's name.
Oh yeah, I was wondering, like, that's not your name. I mean, that's not the name I know for sure, but I was like, it's very similar. Yeah.
No, that's my father's name, and I lost my father when I just got into music, and he was a great man to come out with kids like what he's having. He was a great man. So that name, I knew I'm going somewhere, and I know I'm going somewhere, and I have to reach somewhere, and I want his name to be there.
Okay.
That's why you see I didn't choose any other artistic name to use. I said Titanga. That's my father's name. That name must go somewhere people will hear, people will want to say.
Oh, and what is the hit clip you've made? Actually, I've seen I don't know the title, but
Medicine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Medicine. I mean, everyone. What was the story behind that song?
Medicine is really like medicine. When you hear the word medicine,
Yeah.
when you listen to that song, Medicine, it cures you for all emotional illness.
Oh, it's an emotional thing.
It's so touching. You just need to listen to the music from the beginning to the end.
Mm-hmm. Trust
me, if you have which kind of emotional problem, trust me, it dies down automatically. It's the spirit in the music is too strong.
What inspired the music, by the way?
Actually, I was that kind of a guy that I was too hard, Actually, before coming in the world to be with people, to be cool, then I finally discovered that amongst people, there are just some small misunderstanding that you may just tell your partner sorry and things move on. So that music, I was being inspired because if you have a problem with your girlfriend, a problem with your boyfriend, you just need to sing it to them. Everything will be fine.
Okay.
It's just that when you listen to the music from the beginning to the end, trust me, you will discover that before the end of that music, if your mind is really there, you'll see you can shed tears.
So the what I'm getting is it's more of it's like a mix, like a personal journey. It's like a combination of your experiences kind of combined together that help you come up with the song because the way you're describing the song, and I'm a big fan of the song. For instance, I'm sure I can sing the whole of that song from the start to the end. I used when you first released the song, and I was still struggling to understand the lyrics. I told a friend that is how you know a big artist. Like if you cannot sing the lyrics of a song, then means that artist is very good. But for instance, when Asake releases a song like "Lonely" at the top, for instance, that song. I don't know the lyrics, for instance. I can like remember the lyrics around. Then I was that's how I evaluate. I'll be like, oh, this guy is a very big artist because I cannot even understand what he's saying, but I can just remember the words to in the way his language has been kind of coded in the lyrics. But I'm very appreciative of the story behind the song because I think that's the song that really exposed you out there as someone. I was shocked the first time I heard the song. I was like, wait. It's not Aruna that we like move around together. How did he get into a studio and record this kind of banger? So, what about the how many songs do you have in the market right now?
Right now, like in 2 months, I have to release an album of 8.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like right now, I'm trying to make sure that the medicine should reach out to people because people really need to listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So it delayed me a little bit. That I could not come out with the album, but
is that going to be part of? Is that going to be in the album itself?
No. That was just a single. That was just a single that I produced to make the world that there's this Jesus that is coming.
Mm-hmm.
So I really wanted it for people to listen to it. Because when you listen to it, you really enjoy the song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Emmanuella, what's your relationship with artists, like during events, for instance? Like, I know you guys have organized events where you are the event planner and he's the artist, for instance. How's the relationship like? Is it, I know at times there are artists who complain that they're not getting enough time enough stage time. How do you manage those difficulties as an event planner?
I think we've come up with a new idea now that at times we let the artists actually meet with the population before their show.
Oh, okay.
Like partially before their show, and then after the show now they can meet with those they did not meet. Yeah. So that is how we've tried to make the thing, because usually it's always after the show. But after the show, the artist is tired and stuff like that. Then if there's a special place like a backdrop far off, trust me, that artist gets tired getting to that place, and then people are all over him. Like what we did for Samidiko, everything was right in the hall.
Okay.
Photo shoot, everything was right in the hall. So you see, he still keeps on that vibe and stuff. Yeah. So.
And for those of you, since you're keeping your business, the businesses you started in Cameroon, for instance, before you traveled,
Yeah.
are they dead, or are you still keeping them alive? Like you were doing events for UBA, Dankoli, and all those people.
Yeah.
Now that you're here, is your business still running? The one in Cameroon, is it still running?
Yeah, sure. It's even getting better by the day.
Okay, it's getting better.
It's getting better by the day.
I'm going somewhere with this question, by the way. DJ Titanga, is it the same thing for you? Like, or your business is just like crashed, like after you traveled?
No, it did not crash, because when I was doing it, I was that kind of a guy that whenever I come to town, when I go back to my place, I would like try to encourage young guys.
Oh, okay.
You know, if you want to, I would not like when I go and work my money, I come, then you are following me around, you know. It's always good to teach somebody how to fish.
Okay.
So there are young guys in Douala right now that I brought in Douala. They're doing well. And I still have some other guys who saw me and they say, "Hey, Grand, we would like to say inside boss." I say, "Okay, in our class."
Okay.
In our class.
Okay, so you're still teaching them how to do.
Yeah, how to do it. Because there are some people who really love to do it.
Okay.
But they don't have that courage.
Okay.
Because to stand in front of 70 people and talk is not an easy thing.
I'm very, very, very appreciative of how genuine you are, like during this podcast, like right now, because there's a lot of facet that people carry around when they like get to the US. Like people at times are like, I don't want to say scared, but at times they are like ashamed of what they were doing, for instance, before they travel. I'm like, what the hell? There's nothing wrong. Like,
no, I'm so proud of.
Exactly. On the contrary, you should be extremely proud of what you've accomplished, or what you did accomplish, and where you are today, because that's the primary instigator in taking you wherever you're going to be for the rest of your life. I believe that's where you kind of build up from.
There's this saying that I always tell myself, that I am Gary. Gary,
what does that mean?
Gary know they need to advertise Gary, but they say pa Indomie.
Oh, okay. Oh, is that?
Yeah. you need to advertise Gary, but they say pa Indomie. Indomie get the highest advertisement with the world, but they say Rich Gary.
You say Rich Gary.
Yeah, big Gary.
And Emmanuella, so how do you keep the both sides running?
Oh,
the reason I'm asking is because a lot of people want to invest back home, for instance. For you who had a business before traveling, it's possible because I don't want to say possible, it's like smooth, I'll put it that way, because you already had people whom we were working with, you already had a staff, maybe of 10 people, whatever, and you worked with them for like 2-3 years before you traveled. Yeah. So now they probably still understand you, it's easy for you to relate with them. But for someone who didn't have anything in Cameroon and wants to invest there, they are completely two different realities. Sure. How do you keep the teams together and still get to your goals?
I want to start by saying maybe I should praise myself a little.
Okay. You can.
Maybe I should be an agama lizard for words to say I am not the best leader, but I'm a good leader. The people I work with now, like I just keep employing every day. But people I started with, I am still working with them today. That is to show we really don't have that conflict. I give them their space. They know what to do and when to do it. Yeah. So that is just it. And then, like I said, this whole thing, I'm not doing it for money per se. I like money though, but I'm not doing it for money. It's passion. It's because I like when people are happy. I like when people are joyous. I like when there is peace. I just like when there's love. Not that I cannot give you
The other part of
the other part of me. Is when you push me so hard. But I'm a very lovable person. For people who really know me, they know that one. I don't need to say it. So that's it. It makes me not want to sleep. You know, we have time difference with Cameroon.
yeah, for instance.
When we are sleeping is when they are awake. So every day I have an event in Cameroon, I don't sleep. I'm on my phone. I'm on video. I see what they're doing because maybe since they are taking, let me not say orders from me, orders will be too big. Since I am the one,
guidance.
Instructions from me, I need to be there. Because if not that they cannot do it, they'll want to follow the same pattern of yesterday. So I have to be there to let them know that no, today, let's not just use this cup like this. If we take this cup, maybe we can put some nuts inside to give it a different look. So I have to be there to see from start to finish.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just, like I said, it's just consistency. Yeah, I just put in a lot of work, a lot of energy, a lot of time.
So will you say it's easier for you to invest back into the business rather than it's going to be for someone who didn't have a team like you did to start something like that?
Yeah, I think it'll be better for me. Yeah, it'll be better because trust me, you cannot be here, you're controlling Cameroon.
Yeah, for sure.
You cannot go.
I mean,
it's possible and it's very flexible for me now because I started it.
Okay.
I already know my people. They know me. It's like the shepherd knows his sheep, the sheep knows. So that is just it.
Has that been the same experience for you? Because I know you're equally a businessman. You like in cars as well. Apart from like the showbiz you're in, I know you do cars and things import. How do you say that? Export or import?
Import and export.
Import and export. That's the term. How's that been treating you anyway?
Yeah. With that, I didn't really send much cars in like back home. What I was doing here was like I just buy from the auction.
Okay, you resell it, right? Yeah. Okay, so that changes the question for me. Then I'm asking, like, what would it be like if you were to invest back home, like in Cameroon, with the guys you said, for instance, that you're working with? Do you think it's easier building a team like that because you already like started with the guys, so it's going to be more complicated if you had to like invest in something that you didn't start from the initial point?
Yeah. Like if I go back home today, there's no business that is more than that. My basket, that medicine that you see.
Oh, so you're going to, so you're going to go back to the.
No.
Oh, what in a way? I when you were talking about the story behind the song medicine, I thought you were going to tie it somehow with like the medicines you were selling.
It goes, it circulates normally, you know. All my life, I've been selling medications.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, one way or the other, I thought the song was going to come up, the idea was going to come up that those medications you were selling kind of inspired the song.
Yeah, because actually, that's really one of the places in which I came up with some of the inspiration. Because actually, I have been selling medications when I was still 13. I was small. When I was 13, I used to go to Douala. I lived up to Douala, so I was. Yeah, so all my life, even inside the bus, I was still selling the medications for coming to America. And within that period, I've moved in so many other different African countries that I've met with different people and different kind of mentalities. And it makes me now to like know who is who, you know, and how to deal with some kind of people.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
How do you understand the concept of like community in the sense of like helping you integrate and really scale your businesses in a larger front? Because I know, for instance, your song resonates first, or was made, I might be completely wrong here, was made to first resonate with the community you're coming from first, and then you start conquering the world. How has your community received you as an artist and all this new ventures you're getting into as far as music is concerned?
Actually, starting a business in your house is one of the difficult things you can ever imagine.
Oh, really? I thought it was the opposite.
Because like, for instance, as far as social media is concerned, most of our own people, they don't really know how social media works. For instance, there are some stuff that you can put on social media. Somebody just need to go press like and share, you know? But our community is not really like versed with that, like for the other community, like the Nigerians, because they have been used to social media ever since before we got into social media. So it's very, very like at times you post, you see none of your friends can even share it, you know, or go to your YouTube page and subscribe. Yeah, that is where you have to make the money. So I just believe some of our people don't really know the marketing system in the social media. So that's why at times we'll prefer to go see Nigerian bloggers, let them blog us, because when they blog you, automatically they know what to do. Yes, that's just automatically. Because if you say I have almost 6,000 views for 7 months, I'm not sure I have... I'm not sure my people gave me up to 1,000. Yeah, it's outside. I just believe maybe, but they are listening to the music.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they are listening to the music. They don't know what to do for me to make money.
And they don't.
So that's a problem. They don't know what to do for me to get money. Somebody just know that, okay, when you go to YouTube, you just have to like watch the video, you know, but you don't know that when you watch the video, you have to press that subscribe button or you press share.
What you're raising right now is a very, very important thing. The last time I was here with MC Jean-Baptiste, he made mention and brought some artists from Cameroon. I was like, these guys are good. They need support. People should consume theirs. Like, they should support their own and stuff like that and all. And I thought it was just maybe Cameroon or an African thing like back there. I wasn't thinking about it more in the sense of even out of like out of Cameroon, someone will still maybe see your song on YouTube, for instance, and not hit the like button and the subscribe button just for helping the algorithm push your song a little bit more so other Cameroonians, for instance, or other Africans can see the song and like it. So that's a big call out. It's kind of eye opener to me. And what do you think is, apart from people not being maybe versed with that culture of liking and sharing stuff, do you think there are like other factors that are equally influencing that people are just not very versed with sharing?
Yeah, like in the showbiz business, is one of the business in which if you're not careful, you may like collapse one day and die. You know, like when I just started, I was performing. When I get into somewhere, I see how it's just like people are bored. You know, it's discouraging me. He's making me to be discouraged. I said, hey, Haruna, are you taking the right track? I said, no, but this is my passion. This is what I love. And I know the music I've produced. People just need to listen to it. So when you come to an event, you have your own people, you know, you are performing. They are just like, you know, they are sitting as if they are sick. You know, it's as if you don't know what you're doing. Because at times, just your motivation where you are sitting, it can make me to dance more than what I know what to dance. Because I know you're enjoying yourself. Actually. So it's boring at times when you're performing, you see your own people, they are not okay. But when you go somewhere else, trust me, just your entrance, you see how people are crying.
Wait, could it be because of the fact that they've heard the song already, or they've heard it like a couple of times and it's the same thing. It's like we see like artists come from Africa or when they're doing like their summer tours and stuff like that. When they come to the US, they make a lot of money before they go back. But I don't believe if they were living like in the US, for instance, and going for events and performing every week in, week out, they're going to be making the same amount of money they make the one time they come here and then they go. So do you think that's a factor that could be influencing that particular reaction at times from the audience?
No, actually, that's even one of the nicest part in this business, because like when we have shows, that's where you can make out something, because you see here you will sing some kind of songs people have not been listening for a while when you are back home. Like for instance, I've been here with you from the very first beginning. You can never respect me when I come in front of you. You understand? So when I come now, hey, we are just like, okay, Aaron and Peter, yeah, we are discussing a normal thing. But somebody who has not seen me, when he sees me, at times, he'll be like, hey, now that boy that.
Oh,
you understand?
Yeah, that's the thing I'm saying.
Every day I'm with you. So you don't really like see the importance. So that's why I say home to grow home, it takes a while. So that's why I had to like limit myself from the community. If you discover you don't even see me.
To keep the spark of seeing an artist kind of ignite each time.
Yeah, because if you see me every day, you will never be excited when you see me when I'm performing.
For sure.
But if you've been like 2 months you haven't seen me, when you see me, you say, hey, Haruna, how you stay? I never see you. So you see that impact.
Yeah.
So that's the business.
Oh,
yeah.
But what about like conquering other markets instead? For instance, like getting into like Liberians. I know there's like a big Liberian community. The Malians or what?
I'm getting into the Liberians community. Yeah, because I had a show with the Liberian artist that was last week, in Minneapolis, but it was just with the Liberians. You know, and I see most of them, they follow me, and I have the Kenyans too. Yeah, so whenever they even hear that I have a show, they will be like, I will see my inbox will be like, hey DJ, where are you performing? So it makes me to be happy because I discovered that even in America, my music has really like circulated.
Yeah. Manuela, before we like kind of like round up this discussion here, there's one thing that I wanted to ask you. Like I was like, I need to really. How do you keep the your touch? You know, there's a lot of competition. For instance, in the event planning space, they're in the like bigger guys, quote unquote, put it that way. I don't know. It's something that's kind of subjective. The kind of deco you kind of like is subjective to whatever. So, but how do you stand out in that noise?
I'll start firstly with attitude, character. I think if my customers are viewed now, they can attest to the fact that I'm soft to my customers. That's the first thing. Like, I love my customers are so dear to me. So I keep that customer relationship real tight. Then I do a lot of how do they call that word? Like sales promotion, something like that. I'm looking for the better word for that. I'll come back to it. Incentives.
Okay.
Yeah, I do a lot of that. And then coming out to the side of my competitors, like I told you, the pricing. I don't go in with an exaggerated price.
I mean, that's something you have to review from a marketing perspective for sure, because there's something that happens with pricing. Dolce & Gabbana and all those big marks, for instance. Once something is expensive, the higher the price, the more premium the customers, kind of. And because people want to identify, at some point, you're like Mercedes, for instance, they don't sell a car, they sell like a brand, they sell to a type of people, they're selling something.
Okay, now you want to know my secret.
No, I'm not saying, I'm just saying, because you've said it over and over, I'm like, that would be a problem.
Now,
like.
you want to hear my secret. I have a secret. I will not really say that much, but I think from this whole, I quarrel from here.
Okay.
That is it.
Okay.
Yeah, so I know how to play with it.
Okay.
And then I do a lot with taste and fashion and age group. Yeah, I think I know how to blend colors. And the fact that I don't do things repeatedly, I think that makes me unique. And again, my brand name, I did not just get up one day and say, bright, full event, touching hearts, what? I used my name. So that when you see the event, you want to see the person. Or when you see the person, you want to see the event. You match the two and you see if it goes.
I mean, couldn't that be impactful? Because something that happens to you personally could affect you
negatively?
Yeah.
No, I try my best to make sure that I'm not seen out there in a negative way.
No, I'm just saying, like...
No, I don't think so. Emmanuella is not that type. No, just look at my work now.
No, I'm saying something that...
I don't do that. I don't even give. I don't even give room.
That's
I don't even give room for negative stuff, especially when it comes to business.
Okay.
I don't even give room for that.
Okay.
No, I don't do that. I don't do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, maybe something you might want to revisit in such a way that something happens to you, it doesn't happen to your business. But anyway, I'm going to stick to what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take one last question here for you both. If you were to, with the journeys you've had, respectively, if you were to advise someone who just landed in the US today, I don't know, for instance, we've been through like a lot. Like, we've been, we cleaned houses some time back. We were packaging like food stuff in like small bags and selling, not selling like for other people doing the business. We were loading like containers and stuff like that. Before we're still maybe finding the path that we want to settle into, but for sure we are trying to trace and make our own paths, our own destinies. That's actually what inspired me to like try this podcast. Started to be not something that's what everyone is doing. For instance, doing what you're doing now, you need something else to get your own. You need to get that courage. For instance, you say you get to events, people are like not doing anything, but you're not giving up. You're staying persistent. The last time I was Jean-Baptiste was here, he was like, Aruna is one of those people. They have big dreams. Like, yeah, why do you want to kill them? If they have big dreams and believe they can get there, why do you want to like keep pushing the dream? Just keep going. That's why this episode, for instance, is called like Dream Chasers. Like, keep chasing the dream. What do you say to someone who's just about to come here, who's about to travel, or who's in the US, for instance, who's still struggling to figure out their path, who's still struggling to figure out their own path, their own way of establishing themselves here? What do you tell them as with the experience you've gathered throughout this year?
Yeah, what I would really like advise them to do is that when you come here in America, choose what you know you can do best. Just follow what you think you can do best and put everything there. Everything that you sweat on it, even God knows that you're sweating. Just follow. If you want to be a teacher, that's fine. If you want to go to school and be a doctor, that's fine. Just follow a passion and just stick to it. And during that passion, you will face challenges. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because in this field, I've faced so many kind of challenges that, that can even say, hey, DJ Titanga back, or what are you doing? But I like to have a Gary. So
you're staying consistent.
Yeah, I'm staying consistent. And since the album will be out in 2 months. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so... And that's how the albums will be coming, just in line. So,
just in line. Yeah. So in 2 months.
In 2 months, yeah.
What about you, Emmanuella? What would you say? That would advise me?
I would just give an advice generally.
Yeah, sure.
Be it back home or here. If you're a young person or an aged person or whatever, you want to focus. You want something. You need to chase your dreams. Don't follow the masses. Mm-hmm. Even if 1 million people are going this way, follow your road. Know what you want and go for it. I'll say, like, for me, I've hustled in the rain. I've hustled in the sun. I will not even sugarcoat it. I'm not from that kind of family that will say, maybe I'm doing this because, Mm-hmm. No. It's because I want to have my own name. I want to keep that legacy that when my kids grow up, they're like, my mom was a versatile woman. My mom was a go-getter. My mom was brave. She was strong. She was industrious. And I want my man to be able to say, that is my woman right there. Yes, that is my woman that when I climb at the stage, a man is able to be proud of you. He can even take off his jacket like it's too hot. It's too hot. Yeah, it's too hot for him. He cannot even contain it. So there are thorns. There are roses. And there is a sun. Mm-hmm. Know that today you might get the thorns, later on the roses, and later the sun will shine and everything will be fine. Just follow your dreams. Just be who you are. Then for those in the US, don't say, I just got here, I heard, I heard IT job is paying a lot. I heard the nursing is this, I heard this. Don't force yourself into something you cannot finish. Those doing IT, maybe their heads are broad. they have patience, they can do all of that. Those in the nursing field, it takes a lot of patience. That's why you see most patients even end up dying because we have careless nurses. Like back home, we have what we call the 25,000. When they launched the 25,000, every gear just went into that. It needs patience. So if it's not your call, it's not your call. Follow your call and you'll see that you'll make it. Because as I am right now, they can take away knowledge from me. I can be blank in school, I can be blank in everything. But you see, handwork, I will never be blank unless they cut my hands. If they cut my hands, I'll be able to indicate to somebody with my mouth
what to do.
What to do. And it will keep going.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, DJ Titanga. Thank you, Emmanuella, for events. You can follow them on their social media handles for Emmanuella events _events_surprise_factory. And you can follow DJ Titanga on Facebook. His name is, again, DJ Titanga. Go follow them, give them some love, like, share the stuff, buy from them. Book DJ Titanga for events. Book Emmanuella for your events, for your decoration, for event planning and all that. So thank you very much for accepting. Come share this stuff. We're building a community here. Everyone who accepts to come to this show is putting a stone on that pillar, helping you who is still starting your path here in the United States, not to follow the crowd. You can pave your own path. You can trace your own journey. It doesn't matter how long it's going to take. If you believe and stay consistent to whatever thing you believe or you feel like that's what you want to do, just do it. just keep going. And they are people who have already done what you want to do, and they can help you succeed in the path that you want to take. Putting Emmanuella here, there are thorns, there are roses, and there's the sun. Make your own path, and see you on the next one.